class. All right then. Yesterday I was invited. I think few days back. Sorry, not yesterday. I was invited to go to a marketing like it's a meeting. It was with Teriyaki Boy. Are you familiar with Teriyaki Boy? Teriyaki Boy is under a big umbrella group of companies. But when it comes to restaurant, what they have is with Henlin. You know Henlin? So it's a Chinese restaurant, and then Teriyaki Boy has a Japanese theme restaurant. So ganun yung kanilang theme of business. It's nice in a restaurant setup that especially to sa mga company kasi ang may-ari nun ay Syrian American. So ibig sabihin, nakita niya yung potential na mga Pilipino, mahilig kumain, and then might as well put a business with them. 1 second. All right, yes. So when I was there, I get to talk to the managers. Meron kasi silang branches dito sa Abu Dhabi, total of 4, and sa Dubai may 4 din. So bawat branches mayroong isang operations manager. So ang ganap nila doon ay sila ang operations manager / marketing / sino ba mga kapag-work dito sa mga restaurant? Probably you can relate with all the slashes that are available in a restaurant setup. 10 hours sila. 10 hours ang work nila. So it's a little bit of work kasi makikita mo sa kanila na it's exhausting eh. Kasi physically ganun type of work. All right, you guys by any chance have experience working in a restaurant? Sino ba? Nakapag-work na sa restaurant? Ayan si Carlen. Saan restaurant ka?
McDonald's.
Oh, maganda ang marketing ng McDonald's, and ang maganda sa McDonald's ay it's an international brand. Napanood niyo yung movie na Founder?
No.
Yes. Ang movie na Founder ay about McDonald's. McDonald's, hindi siya Mac. McDonald's. Yung pronunciation siya, McDonald's. So, saan ka nag-work before, Carlen?
McDonald's.
McDonald's nga, di ba, Mac? But yes, how was your experience working? Ano ka nun? A working student ka ba nun? Or
Hindi po, manager.
Full time? Ay, ayun. Oh, pero manager. How was it?
Tiring.
Dito, UAE?
No, Philippines.
Well, how was the experience? Handling people? How was it? Your schedule? Tasks?
When it comes to schedule, talagang patayan. Hindi ka makakapili. Pag sinabi sa'yo ng parang area manager mo na, eto schedule mo, okay. Okay ka na lang.
Pikit mata na lang.
Pikit mata na lang. Tapos, mas manageable yung mga tao doon kasi same language. So, walang language barrier tayong pinag-uusapan. Yun nga lang, mga pasaway. Pero kailangan mo medyo i-breaks ng konti. Barkada ng konti. Yun, pero okay naman. Overall, okay naman siya. Kaya lang nakakapagod lang po talaga yung schedule at saka yung oras.
Ito pa, what type of manager were you nung ikaw ay nasa McDonald's? McDonald's? When you were there?
Di pa lang ako.
So McDo. Sige, McDo. Kasi local naman. What type of manager were you?
Strict. Kasi usually yung mga tao, yung mga staff ko po kasi that time, mga working student. So kahit naiinis ka, wala tayong magagawa. Kailangan nila ng allowance, ng
Correct,
mas patience ka dapat, mas longer yung patience mo dapat.
Carlian, may matanong ko, mas nakakatipid ba kayo sa mga part-timers noon, yung mga working students? Kasi 4 hours lang sila, di ba?
Mas nakakatipid
Ang
po at
company?
saka sorry po. Oo, at saka ano, yun nga lang po yung schedule nila minsan kapag hindi flexible. Kami rin yung
Oo.
nag-a-adjust.
Correct,
So based
correct.
dun sa schedule na ibibigay nila from dapat pa yun ng school nila may stamp para talagang ganito yung schedule nila and everything. Ini-scrutinize po namin yun. So hindi siya basta-basta tinatanggap agad ng kung baka kasi po mamaya ano na lang nila bagu-baguhin lang
Oo,
nila.
oo.
So
Nakakaano din,
kailangan
di
po
ba?
i-check namin.
This is a really nice experience. This is very helpful, no? Kasi ang ganda ng training yan, international training.
Mm.
International training kasi ang meron tayo doon sa McDonald's, sa McDo. Pati ang Jollibee,
Opo.
maganda din ang training ng Jollibee. Ang mga nagtrabaho ng ano yan, kapag nagtrabaho na sila sa ibang restaurant, manina lang. I must say, that's how I understand it eh. Kasi ganun sinasabi sa akin ng mga friends ko. May friend ako dito, sa Dubai, sa may Dubai Mall, sa may Fashion Avenue. Manager siya sa McDonald's dyan. Kaya madami siyang mga free stamps, may mga gano'n. Nakakapuro. Sabi niya ganyan, ibigay ko na si sawa na ako sa McDonald's, sa burger nila. Sabi niya gano'n. So binibigay niya na lang sa akin. Pero siya mag-scratch dyan, patago. So papipilahin niya ako doon sa may counter, yung parang self-service. Pero yung niya, yung i-scratch niya doon para malibre na lang. Tapos kunyari pila ako
Okay.
doon. Gugulo lang. Pag meron ako libre pagkain ko doon sa sa Dubai
May
McDonald's
meal
nga.
po kasi free.
Doon ang pagkain nila doon. Very nice. Anyway, yung trabaho nila is like 10 hours sa dami ng slashes. But I consider passion. Mahal nila. Gustong-gusto nila yung trabaho nila. Although kahit mahirap. I think that's something that we can relate as operations manager, as manager itself with its certain roles that you are in right now. The passionate work, that's something that we have to reward the people that we have. Diba? May pa-reward ba kayo? Aris, may mga pa-reward ka ba sa team? Especially si Jose Marichan ay lumabas na. Nag-iisip ka na ng mga nag-iisip ka na ba ng mga pa-promo with your team? Sabi mo, Pinoy
Actually,
ang mga team mo. Lahat to,
yeah,
papasko.
yeah.
Mag-isip,
Pero
yes.
pag ako kasi meron akong gift sa kanila every year. So, meron akong self-gift na galing sa akin.
Yes.
Tapos sa company, meron kaming normally dinner or before Christmas, meron akong pag-ganon sa kanila. Tapos hindi lang yung team ko, sinasama ko yung ibang mga Filipino from different departments na din. Sinasabay ko na para naman. Kasi minsan magandang feeling na nila kasi parang example, their department is from the IC business, sa intercompany business. Sinasabay ko sa amin. Tapos meron pa ulit silang isa. So minsan nakakadalawa, nakakatatlo sila na labas, parang ganon. Which is okay lang naman.
Nakaka-uplift naman yun, pagkain lang naman yun, di ba? Wag niyo ipapagdamot ang food.
Pero hindi ako nagpapakain sa kainan lang.
Fine dining ba?
Example, if you know, Top Golf, ganon. O kaya sa Atmosphere. O kaya sa
fine dining.
Fine dining talaga. May experience nila na, alam mo yun, halos subuan na lang sila, parang gano'n.
Ay, gusto na, ang sa amin, okay na kami sa buffet. Okay, yung mga budol na mga, yung budol fight.
Eat all you can.
Eat all you can. Para wala lang hiya-hiya, kain lang. Ang hirap kaya kumain ng crab ng yung may mga tools. Unlike kapag ganun na kain mo. So kakarami ka. Yes, Aris, last time.
Sorry, last year kasi di ba? Hindi na pwede yung mga tawag doon? Buffet.
Oo, kaya mga budol-budol na nagsishare kayo sa isang
Hindi na
pwede na ata dyan
diba?
sa Dubai, no? Wala namang restriction dyan.
Well, hindi pa ako nakakapunta ulit sa merong buffet, pero hindi pa din alam ko. Hindi pa din ganoon ka-open. Meron pa rin. At least may little restriction, at least.
That's true. I understand. Ang Al Hussein dito sa Abu Dhabi is being required. So ito, kailangan green bago ka makapasok sa ano. Dalawa pa lang ang vaccine ko. Ang aking booster ay December pa. Kayo ba?
October.
Ay, October. Complete? Ikaw, Jacqueline. Kompleto ng vaccine mo? 4 na si Ares. Ilan ang vaccine mo, Jacqueline?
Si Pfizer po ako kaya hindi pa kami na-schedule for the booster.
Ikaw, Rachel, ilan na vaccine mo?
Sa akin, kailangan ko magpa-booster sa October yata or November.
October. Okay. Cherry, ikaw dyan, nakabili ka na ng vaccine mo? Kasi binibili sa Uman.
Tomorrow, sir. Pangalawang, second booster. AstraZeneca.
Magkano ulit dyan?
11.
Oo nga, 110 dirhams, di ba? O kaya, like, gano'n.
Pero sagot ko yung mga employee ko, sir.
Correct.
Hindi na kami makakapasok, sir, sa mall pag walang two dose na vaccine.
Yes,
Bawal
kailangan
na po,
dalawa na.
September 1. Opo.
Di ba? Naghihigpit na. Maganda na rin yun. May mga students ako nagbakasyon na sa ibang bansa like Armenia. Armenia ang ngayon ang hit for travel. Wala daw doon. Walang nagmamask. Oo, hindi sila nagmamask doon. Tingnan natin bilang galing ng mga UAE yung nagbabakasyon doon. Let's see kung anong nila. Tayo sa Pilipinas, para lahat naman ng restriction na nangyari, ginawa natin, pero they're still affected. Meron akong estudyante na ganyan, tita niya daw has passed because of COVID. Pero sa Pilipinas naman yun. But yeah, those are the restrictions. Again, what I'm saying is that the passion with your work, i-rekindle natin yun. The love with the company that you are working with. Pero at the same time, think about yourself, no? We're making our companies rich. Sila ang yumayaman sa ating skills and talent. Hindi ko alam kung positive ba ito sinasabi ko or negative. But what I'm saying is that let's also think about our futures. Pala no? Parang contradicting sinasabi ko. Mahalin yung trabaho. Tapos biglang yung company lang pala yung pinapayaman natin. Ellery, ang pagmamahal mo sa trabaho, niligawan ka na ba? Kasi kung hindi ka pa nililigawan ni Sir, anong pangalan nun? Ikaw nang magawa ng move. Woman empowerment. Ayun. Woman empowerment. Carlen, ano ba? Anong thoughts on that?
No.
Magpapaligaw ka ba o manliligaw ka na? Tama pa, bebe. Tingnan niyo si Rachel. Tumigas na ang puso. Alright. May topic tayo dito. May story tayo dito. Success of the companies. I was talking about success earlier. I'm using Samsung. Who's with me? Android. Puro kayo iPhone. Ayan. Anong brand yan, Aris?
Both.
Samsung and iPhone.
Yeah.
Jacqueline, anong phone mo?
Samsung Huawei.
Samsung. Android din. Carlen, iPhone? Ellery,
Android.
ang cellphone nyo, ha? Rachel, anong model ang phone mo?
Note tsaka iPhone.
So parehong Android, you get the experience both, no? Kasi magkaiba ang interface eh. Ikaw, Ellery, anong phone mo? Company phone. Oppo.
Android ako pero yung ko.
Company phone kasi ng Oppo.
Pero may
Kala
tab
to
ako.
500. Ikaw, Ellery, anong model mo? Ayaw gawin ng Mac. Ito, napaka-useful na sa akin.
Android. Pero may tab ako.
Yes. Cherry, ikaw, anong mobile mo? Papunas
Huawei,
din ako sa
sir.
phone. Huawei, diba? We have different kind of brands. We trust with the brand. All right, may tayong example dito. Samsung's Subcontracted success. Help me read that, Ellery, bilang ikaw naman ay absent ng few days, bumawi ka. Pakibasa ng story ng Samsung. Everyone listen.
Okay. Okay, one of the best known cautionary tales that illustrates the inherent dangers involved in subcontracting is that of how General Electric lost its microwave oven businesses. Although Japanese domestic
Sorry. Wait.
appliances manufacturers such as
Ay, sorry.
medyo
Gumagala. Nasaan na ba yun si Anna? 1 second, let me move it. Up ba yun? Down. I was trying to zoom it kasi. Ay, dali lang. Pataas pala. Second. Sorry. Wala si Samsung. Ayun. Ayan. Okay, cool. Sige.
layo saan niya.
Saan na ba?
Wait.
Nawala. Ay, ayan. Good?
Wait lang. Nasa 6 na.
Kita? Alright. Sige, ma'am. Ma'am Ellery, take away.
Tumatakbo, sir. Oh.
Ay,
Sir Jo, tumatakbo.
alin? Ang screen?
Ayun. Again.
Ayan.
Oo. Okay na po.
Alright.
Okay. Wait.
General Electric.
Okay, again. One of the best known cautionary tales that illustrates the inherent dangers involved in subcontracting is that of how General Electric lost its microwave oven businesses. Although Japanese domestic appliances manufacturers such as Matsushita and Sanyo dominated the global microwave industry at the beginning of 1980s. General Electric or G was enjoying reasonable success in the US market with its purpose-designed microwave oven plant in Maryland. However, G soon came under price pressures from Japanese competitors. What seemed an obvious solution was to subcontract the production of some of its more basic models, where margins were relatively small. G explored the idea of subcontracting these models. Explored the idea of subcontracting these models to one of its main rivals, Matsushita. Even though giving one of its main competitors such as advantage was considered risky. G also found a small but go-getting company, a Korean company which was already selling very simple and very cheap models in USA. G decided to continue making top of the range model itself, subcontracts its cheaper models to Matsushita, but also placed a small order of 15,000 units of its cheaper models with a Korean company, partly to see whether it could cope with the order. Basahin ko lahat.
Yes, bumabawi ka kaya.
Of course, it is also made. Ano yun? Of course, it is also made sense for G to send its own engineers to help the Korean company and ensure the quality standards would be maintained. The G engineers found that although the Korean company had little knowledge, it is very willing to learn. Eventually, the Korean products line started producing reasonable quality products, still at very low prices. Over time, the Korean company was given more and more orders by G, who found that it was making more profit from the Korean source products than those coming out of its Maryland plant. This became particularly important as the market continued mature and cost came under increased pressure. The Maryland plant attempted to cut its own cost, but this proved especially difficult with so much of its value now subcontracted to the Korean company. In the end, Maryland plant was closed and G withdrew entirely from the microwave oven. Indeed, the whole domestic appliance market. And in the Korean company, it was called Samsung, and within 10 years of starting to make them, it became the world's largest manufacturer of microwave ovens.
See, this is a small if you would understand the story, it was the small time. I mean, they thought that, oh, this is just cheap materials. Might as well just put it to a small company, which is Samsung that time. And now it's one of the biggest brands. This is the idea of this appliances makers. So, wag niyong mamaliitin ang Oppo. Baka in the future, this could be the future of mobile phones. But there sa atin, ano ba yung mga small time Cherry Mobile? Meron pa bang my phone sa atin? It's been a long time. But they seem to be like small, but apparently they grow. Although ngayon pinakamumura na mga microwave ay China made China made ang mga murang microwave na yun. Midea. Alam niyo ba yung Midea na brand? Ang Midea is associated with Toshiba. So, inacquire ng Midea ang Toshiba because this is an internal information that I know, no? Kasi I believe parang na-bankrupt I'm quite not sure with my facts, but Toshiba was acquired by Midea. But because the brand itself, Toshiba, is more popular with any other brands, they kept the name, but it is managed and owned by Midea. That's as per my knowledge when it comes to these brands. So small-time businesses became big over time. Natin yung mga brands ninyo, yung Pikati ni Rachel could be internationally known because for everyone's information, si Rachel po ay what happened now with the operations of your business, Rachel?
Getting better. Because nag-start na yung sa atin, yung open na yung dine-in, na-lift na yung MECQ ba yun?
Basta mga...
Na-lift na siya.
Yes.
So, kaya lang hindi lang full capacity, pero since, remember nung sinend ko sa'yo, nag-add kami ng mga burgers,
yes.
Wings and this thing. So, gumaganda na yung sales niya and hopefully makabawi kami dire-diretso.
Correct. And you have that renovation, no?
Tinry namin. Saka September 1 talaga namin siya tinapat kasi parang Vermont.
Oo
diba?
nga. It will boom continuously. Tingnan natin yung This is business. And she's doing it over long distance managing. Paano ang long distance managing ngayon? Is it helpful? Mahirap pa? So ito ang business ni Rachel.
Yeah.
Milk tea. So ito yung kanyang mga promotion. Pick
Gusto ko ipakita
one.
sa kanila yung bagong renovate ng bahay. Nung bahay tuloy nung.
Ayan, ito na yung mga new dish.
Additional
Magkano to?
meals. Hindi ako sure kung magkano. Hindi ba sa akin binibigay yung pricing
Alam na. Kumikickback na ang mga nagmamanage.
Si mami kasi.
Ayun. So, yun yung mga bagong menu nila. Ito.
Saka, ito na yung team, di ba? Nalala niyo yun sa, yung sinend ko sa'yo.
Oo, ito.
May mga flowers. Yeah. Mga flowers na.
Yeah. Buti yung choices of flowers, it seems like, ayun, Kasi may flower combination na parang flower sa burol. Buti, the combination of the color is lively kasi mamaya.
Nagalit pa sa akin yung mami ko kasi may binili sila. Ni-reject ko siya. Ayoko, ako yung o-order. Naka 10,000 ako. Oh my God.
These are, ano, di ba? Artificial. I mean, plastic
Artificial.
ones, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi lugi ka doon. Pag puti, pampatay yun. So, the colors that you are gonna choose would affect. Okay, ganda.
Exactly.
And this is a marketing tool. You choose the people that you can trust with your business.
Exactly.
Tsaka may mga pa-promo sila. Sino nagdi-design ng promo?
Yung ano ko, yung cousin ko, siya yung taga-design sa amin. Ito yung before, yung previous namin yung maliit na siya.
Ito na ngayon yung bago.
Yan na yung bago sa taas.
Order. Very nice. So, ma-inspire tayo kay Madam Rachel because she has thought of putting up her own business. Having said that, successes, I'm just trying to inspire everyone because we have our own choices when it comes to success. And having said that, kita nyo na ang kapalaran, will of fate. Ma'am Ellery, hahabol ka dito sa topics. So I'll give you your topic. Okay, you ready? Thumbs up if I have to spin it na. Ready si Carl. All right. Spin. Kabado. Sino? Si Jack. Kala niya na ba si Jack? All right. Jack, you ready?
Hanapin ko muna yun. Ano po?
Presentation.
Aray
Si
ko.
Jacqueline. Anong topic mo, Jacqueline?
Sexual harassment.
Yes. Sexual harassment at work. Kapag si Ma'am Ellery, pinilit niyang makipag-holding hands doon sa crush niya kay Sir Melvin, that can be considered sexual harassment. Kapag you are taken against your will, akbay, those are simple ones, okay? Akbay, that can be a ground for this type of case at work. I have a friend, sige lang Jacqueline, hanapin mo lang yan bago may chinichika sa ganitong kaso. I have a friend, she's working with Millennium Hotel back in Doha. So meron sila, ang mga tao sa hotel ay nagtatrabaho, meron silang mga accommodation. This friend of mine works in marketing and yung access, yung kanang haharas sa kanya ay sa maintenance. So he has keys to all the rooms. Pero manager siya, ibang lahi. I think he was Egyptian. There were times na nakikita niyang nagda-drop yung guy ng mga post-it sa salamin niya. So si guy ay pumapasok sa kwarto without her. So that's creepy. That's a harassment. Pumapasok sa kwarto niya and that happens na may mga notes. Akala nila that's big gestures na sweet, na nagiiwan ng pagkain sa table. Isn't that creepy na walang paalam na magbe-message na gustuhan mo ba yung food? Yeah. That's creepy. Ano na lang kung ano palang ginagawa ng guy doon sa loob ng kwarto. Paano kung inaamoy-amoy pala yung mga... Yes, that could happen. We don't know what sick mind can do. But what I'm saying is this is an actual harassment. Wait, sandali lang. Allow ko lang mag-present yung ano. Mas makapag-present si Jackie. Ayan. Yes, Jackie, I think you can now present. But do you know what I'm saying? So those are the grounds that we have to face, especially when you're into operations management. Papaano kayo? How are you gonna take actions with that? Having that said, Jacqueline, you have the floor now. Everyone, give her a hand. Nakamute ka, dear.
Okay. Sexual harassment at work. Okay. Sexual harassment is unwelcome sexual advantage, unwelcome request for sexual or other unwelcome conducts of sexual nature which make a person feel offended, humiliated, and or intimidated, where a reasonable person would anticipate that a reaction in the circumstances. There are 3 types of sexual harassment at work. First is physical, verbal, and visual. Physical harassment involve physical violence, unwelcome touching, yung mga pag-touch-touch yan, and then unnecessary close approximately. Pag sobrang lapit na yung boss mo, abay, sobrang ano na yan.
Yeah, akbay. Yung akbay,
yes,
it can be
pag-akbay.
considered. Yes.
Yes, unwelcome touching like that. And then verbal, comments and questions about your appearance, lifestyle, sexual orientations, offensive phone calls, sexually explicit emails, or SMS text messages. And then the third is visual, sexually aggressive gesture or display of sexual materials like pornographic materials, and yung mga private parts.
Yes. Or might as well, anything that is subjective, sexually suggestive. Yes.
Yes. Sexual harassment can occur in variety of ways. First, the victim as well as the harasser may be a woman or man. Hindi lang lahat ng harasser is man, either a woman or a man. The victim does not have to be opposite sex from the harasser. Second, harasser may be the victim supervisors, an agent of an employer, a supervisor in another area, a co-worker, or non-employee such as a vendor or a customers. Third, the victim does not have to be the persons harassed, but could be anyone affected by the offensive conduct. And then, unlawful sexual harassment may occur without economic injury or discharge of the victim. Harasser conduct must be unwelcome. Okay. Effects of sexual harassment at the workplace. Number 1, emotional and physical issue. Yan, emotional, for example, if in that certain, I cannot, sexual harasser has an effect. If you're the victims, there's an effect on you in terms of physical and emotional. It will affect on your emotional as well as physical being. Like you cannot eat, you cannot sleep, and then maybe it's with magkakasakit ka. And then for emotional naman, hindi ka mapalagay. And then it makes your environment unsafe already. Like that. Then professional and financial problem. In terms of professional, if you are sexually harassed employee, you are not focused in your work. So that affects on the financial of the companies. Kasi puro na, for example, mga mali na yung mga nagagawa mo kasi naapektuhan naapektuhan na yung trabaho mo because of that harassment. Next. Decrease company productivity, and then same like that. Lawsuit and lawsuit and reputation. Of course, pag sobra na yung panghaharas, for example, yung nasa higher management na, pwede mo silang, or pag walang magawa yung company, pwede kang mag-file ng case against that person and outside the company. So it affects the reputation of the company. Okay, what are the ways to prevent the sexual harassment at work? Number 1, define harassment and give example. before you enter, it is what you call this. It is important to have a proper conduct or proper you have company rules. Isasama siya sa company rules. What are the uh, what are the offensive or yung against the what are the rules against that sexual harassment at work?
Yes.
State the harassment.
Sometimes because at work, nagiging taboo, di ba? What's taboo? It's a topic that must be discussed. However, because it's somehow, depende kasi sa culture, dito, walang ganun. So hindi sila nabibigyan ng briefing about certain activities that they can and cannot do. So if they have, kung sa simula pa lang ng pagpasok nila sa company, you have already given this topics available or napag-usapan na, magre-resent pa yan di ba? Ay, hindi ko pala pwedeng, sabihin ni Ellery, ay, hindi ko pala pwedeng ligawan si Sir Melvin. Kasi baka, charot lang yan. But what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? Dito kasi katulad din, lalo na sa mga di ba? Kunyari sa company ni Rachel, hindi naman din na-discuss yun. What's important is may priority nila yung money, mas kumita yung company. These are topics that overlooked. You being operations managers, sa mga huddle ninyo, you could say the importance of this kapag nagpapamiting kayo, especially kapag the needs arise, di ba? Kapag yung pangangailangan meron na, you take the step. Because you know better, you are you're managing the operations, and it's somehow your responsibility. Okay, continue, Jacqueline.
Kailangan, okay, in this point, kailangan ipaintindi sa mga bawat employee na what are na yung harassment is not not tolerated in that company. Kasi baka sabihin nila, I don't know that is harassment ng ginawa namin, wala naman kayong sinabi. So, dapat ipaintindi sa bawat empleyado na ang ganyang klaseng is against the company rules. And then next, explain the harassment reporting system with a designated HR person for reporting claims. So, dapat mayroong mga taong nag-aasikaso for if ever may nag-report ng harassment. And then, communicate the disciplinary consequences of harassment. Yon, ano ba yung mga mangyayari pag nagawa ka ng certain act? Ano yung mangyayari sa'yo? Tanggal or bibigyan ka ng lawsuit? Like that. And outline the investigation and remediation process. And state the retaliations against employees reporting harassment is prohibited.
Yes. Going back to my story earlier. So because my friend that has been harassed, she felt uncomfortable. Ang borderline niya was nagiging ginagawan siya ng issue. Yung guy kumakatok sa door niya without invitation. Because he's that creepy. So because mataas yung position niya, he felt entitled doing so. So kumakatok siya dun sa room ng friend ko, nung sa accommodation nila, given na magkahiwalay ang babae at lalaki. So ibig sabihin, he felt authority na bisitahin siya doon kasi siya yung nagmamanage. So yun yung borderline niya. Given that hindi siya nagbigay ng any hints that she likes the guy, wala siyang, kasi hindi niya type talaga, kasi tomboy yun. Babaeng gusto niya. Yes. Siya po ay lipstick. So although she looks pretty and all, babae po talaga daw ang tinitibok ng puso niya. Pero sabi niya, given kahit ano man yun, that's still harassment. So the report niya, she reported that, and the guy was given corrective action. Ang problema doon, nabigyan din siya ng corrective action kasi yung guy naghingi ng tulong kasi he has a good position. Nanghingi siya ng tulong doon sa mga other people na mag-witness against her, saying that they have mutual understanding. na nakikita sila that they're going out and eating lunch together. So, nadamay siya sa conduct. So, yeah, the complications. Hindi, parang naging offender din siya kasi bakit parang personal yung reason. Dahil nga walang ganun sa HR, hindi siya na-discuss, walang grounds, walang guidelines. So they can just make up their own memo of sanctions or some memo for not to do or things that are should be avoided. Continue.
Okay, how to deal with sexual harassment at work? First, speak up. Okay, speak up. You have to speak up. You have to tell the harasser that let them know that actions, that behavior is not acceptable for you. You have to be you have to be tough on them. It is normal to have a joke with you or talking something, but if it is offended to you, you have to speak up. Okay, next, write down. You have to write down whatever the harasser do to you. You have to make a record just in case umabot naman sa mga lawsuits. You have an evidence, you have a record when the harassment happened, ano yung ginawa sa'yo, para consistent yung sasabihin mo just in case there's a lawsuit happen. Okay, next. Gather your records. Same as write up, you have to gather the records, and then always be informed. Your company, check your company if there are some what you call this. There is some law or there are some
Rules, guidelines.
Rules, guideline, handbooks regarding that one. So if the company give equal opportunity to each of you, you have to file an internal complaint with them. You have to report the behavior to your supervisor or human resources. If the actions is not if the HR did not do any action regarding that harassment, you have to report the sexual harassment to your senior management. If the senior management is the one who do that action, do not confront the harasser. Wait, sandali lang po .
No worries, it's fine. Ang ating mother and student in one. Ayan, si Asako. Sabi dito, speak up, gather your work records. Yeah, kailangan mo ng proof.
Kuya Bel.
Yeah, it's
KG2.
fine, yes. Speak up, gather your records, report the behavior to your supervisor. Kailangan detailed siya kasi ganun ang ginawa niya eh. Niline up niya yung mga cases kasi she was afraid of what could happen. So ako yung nagiging accountability niya. Find someone that you have accountable person with. Sir Joel, kasi ganito yung nangyayari sa akin. So possible na may witness ka. Find your witness as well of the possible things that could happen. Sabi niyo baka kasi things might go wrong o baka mamaya it can elevate in elevate way, baka hindi na lang yung pagpasok-pasok or pagkatok-katok na ganun ang mangyari. And she doesn't want it. Tomboy nga siya. Babae talaga gusto niya. So, kaya very uncomfortable siya. Anyway, not given that, that's still hindi pa rin that's still unacceptable behavior. Kahit depende man sa sexual orientation. Do not confront the harasser. Ang nangyari, sinumbong nga sa boss, ginanti na siya, nagbumalik sa kanya. Naghanap ng like witnesses na, hindi kaya, may mutual understanding kami nito. Nililigawan ko siya, nagpapaligaw siya sa akin. So may mga gestures na yung guy ay nag-over-assume na siya na nagpapaligaw siya. Ang totoo doon is she was just being nice. She was being nice with the situation kasi mataas nga yung position ng tao. Ayaw niyang ma-offend in some way. May meaning na pala. Kaya yung mga ganun, di ba, hindi naman na-discuss yan at work, but it's happening. What if you come to face with that? Ma'am Ellery, ba't naka-lipstick ka today? Sa Ma'am Ellery, talagang nagpapaganda, oh. Parang ano pa ata to, yung mga hindi nabubura. Parang hanggang bukas na lipstick to, ha. Hindi naman. Yes. Miss Jacqueline, continue.
Sorry, yung batch ng anak ko. Kasi
No
yung
worries.
KG magsa-start na tomorrow. Kaya
Ay, oo nga,
tumawag.
no. Ayan, Ma'am Ellery,
Yo.
ano mo si Ma'am Jacqueline mo para makuha na natin next batch.
Next batch. Next year.
Ma'am, may face-to-face ba? Jacqueline, may face-to-face ba kayo sa K-12, no?
Actually, face-to-face sila. In-enroll ko sila face-to-face. Kasi mahirap yung KG eh. Yung grader start na last week, yung face-to-face. Yung KG ngayong week.
Oo nga. Kasi
Okay.
kami blended yung iba. So may mga, kasi dito ang ano namin main namin dito sa Abu Dhabi. So ang mga taga Abu Dhabi lang ang nakaka-avail ng face-to-face. Tama ba, Miss Ellery?
Nakaka face-to-face yung mga KJ rin po natin.
Ay, talaga
Pero grade
dyan?
1 to 12,
Grade 1 to 12.
Pero yung
So
grade
may
1 to 12 natin dito, sir, online.
online, okay. Yung mga ano lang, KG, yung mga bata, grade until 6. Okay. Okay, yes, Miss Jacqueline, go ahead.
Okay, do not confront the harasser. If you think na sa tingin mo manganganib ka or magiging malalagay ka sa alanganin, wag mo i-confront yung harasser. You have to seek for think for another action before you do. You have to think first before you do the actions. And then next, yeah, this is the one. Think the repercussion. And then get the legal advice to understand your rights and options. Rights and or option with the situations. So pag hindi na-action na ng company, of course you have to seek for the legal advice for those who know pwedeng sa attorney, or there are some groups ngayon sa ano natin, like some organization like MOHAP, Ministry of Labor, like that, labor. So you can seek support from your friends and families, emotional and legal advice. Maybe somebody knows what are the next steps that you can do. Especially family and friends, the emotionally, yun yung pinaka-importante. If you are harassed, syempre malolo yung self-esteem mo, so you have to find somebody you trusted para makakatulong sa iyo. And then weigh the cost of staying. Kailangan mo pa ba lang magstay dyan or hindi na? Ano yung gagawin mo? And then, if the situation is very, then hindi ka na masaya or parang masyado ka nang down, remove yourself from the situation.
Yes. Remove yourself from the situation.
Okay, and here in UAE, there are some legal rights. I think this is applicable sa mga babae kasi protected dito yung mga babae against sexual harassment. I just read this one. Cases of abuses including sexual harassment are taken seriously in UAE. A hefty fine and a prison term away to those who found guilty of these offenses as a part of Federal Law Number 3 of 1987, UAE Penal Code Number 358 and 359. 358 and 359, it is against sexual harassment to the woman. Yes, yung pag whistle or yung pagtingin, yung pagtingin mo ng masama sa kanila, yon, abuse na yon, sexual harassment, applicable din yun sa work. Even in the other, kahit hindi sa work, applicable yon. Furthermore, Article 360 provides the various categories of sexual harassment at workplace and punishment imposed to any man who commits such crimes. I think yung law nila dito is protection lang sa girls against sexual harassment. I don't know sa boys. Hindi ko nakita yung mayroong silang ganon for the boys.
Yes.
Okay. Harassment at workplace can be avoided or stopped even stop if everyone takes a clear action or inform the employer or other authorities. However, if such person is admitted on his behavior, a prompt legal actions must needed. That's end.
Oh, okay. This is a very like informative topic. Rachel, I need your insights about the situation.
For what? For all of it?
Yes, all of it.
To be honest, isa ako sa mga naka-experience ng ganyan to be when I'm new here. And the first thing I did for that, kasi nung time na yon is like, is it okay to share?
Yes, please.
I mean, during that time, bago ako sa UAE, I think I'm only a month here. And then, yung in-applyan ko is like, is an Indian, and then sister company siya nung company ko currently ngayon. So, itong Indian na to, he have a very bad reputation, parang, alam mo yun, especially with Filipino. Then he tried that to me, then I didn't continue that. Sabi ko, kasi sarili ko by that time, it's either I'm going to do it, or magiging stressful ako, or what? Or shall I remove myself from situation? So I decided to remove myself from situation, and it just happened na, yun na nga, dumating tong company. But it doesn't stop there. The bad thing is, since sister company pala siya noon, nung nalaman niya na in-employed na ako doon at meron na akong visa, he came there just to visit and ask my boss kung pwede akong makipag-lunch. Knowing lang na, since ako nga ay naging trainee niya. So, syempre, walang alam yung mga boss ko during the time yung mga text.
What happened exactly? Like, nililigawan ka? Or, kasi, minsan kasi, double standard ang mundo. Kapag gwapo, nililigawan. Kapag ang pangit na niligaw, harassment. Hindi naman stalker. Kasi kapag gwapo, manliligaw. Kapag hindi gwapo, stalker. What is the context of this? Tell us. So we can...
Foul siya. Inaaya niya ako to go out. Imagine, to go out like that.
Yeah, I mean, pag gwapo yung, kanyari, gwapo, mga...
Hindi pa rin eh.
Di ba? Sige.
No, it's not the worst case. I don't mind the text messages. So, dami naman akong pa-text message, diba? Pinuntahan niya ako sa work ko, nag-umpisang humawak-hawak. Hawak-hawak siya sa pantry, ganyan. Sabihan ko siya, tigilan mo ako, wag mo akong gantuhin. Tapos hindi ko siya kinaya, dumating na ako sa point, kasi ang kulit-kulit niya or something. Dumating na ako sa point na nag-send ako ng email sa boss ko. That I came here for work at ganito yung naging past issue namin. May screenshot ako ng lahat ng conversation namin. And the very good thing with my boss is he called this guy, I think a week after. And then after a week after, sinabihan niya na, if you will not stop doing this, then we will call police.
True.
General manager siya ng other company, kumbaga parang high-end din siya.
May authority siya, feel niya authority.
At the same time kasi the good thing with UAE is masyado tayong protected ng mga babae.
Sa babae, women,
dito meron ditong community police. I have a friend also na, alam mo, pinicturean lang yung kamay niya, tapos nakita niya sa Instagram. Ganun.
Yes.
Ano yun Emirati yun. Emirati yung friend ko na yun. Tapos may pinicturean yung kamay niya na may henna. Tapos di ba nilagay sa Instagram? Nakita niya yun. Pinahanap niya. After 6 months, na-deport yung babae. Babae pa yun Babae sa babae. Imagine.
What's that? I mean, business context. Anong context nun? Business? Or nagamit siya sa business? Or...
Hindi, client niya, tapos photographer yung babae. Na Arabic din siya. Tapos clients niya yun, parang nagpapahena, something na gano'n. Pinicturean niya. Hindi siya naghihingi ng permission kung pwede kong i-upload or something. Ayun, in-upload niya, tapos nakita ng Emirati. So, after 6 months, nasarado niya yung shop niya, tapos ngayon, na-deport na siya dun sa bansa niya.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. May ganun. Kapag may nag-report, dito naman, reactive You know the difference between reactive and proactive, right? Yeah. Proactive is you offer the solution before it even happened. Reactive is when you have a solution or you act after a situation happens. Diba? Proactiveness, reactive, ganun. ito kasi dito sa reactive tayo. Doon pa lang nare-report kapag may nag-report,
May
doon
nangyari.
lang nagkaka-situation. Well, somehow kasi naman sa doon naman talaga dapat umaksyon. Ibig sabihin may naagrabyado, may na-offend at somehow.
Yeah, actually, bawal po yung pag-take ng picture ng kahit sino without their approval. Yun.
Yes, oo.
Kahit sino dito, once na na-report mo sila, automatic deported ka na. Yung nag-take ng picture and na-post sa social media.
Yes,
Yeah.
oo.
Sa likod mo lang siya, na-capture lang siya ng camera. Once na na-report yun, bawal talaga siya.
Exactly.
Yes, they're very sensitive dyan. That's the reason why hindi kami naghasama ng kasi sila naman ang sensitive sa ganyan. Kapag Pilipino, kapag nasama ka, i-screenshot mo pa yan, ipopost mo, di ba ganun nga? Yung
Correct.
tsuhin ko nga nabalita sa News TV5, yung mga nag-strike na manging isda. Tapos, ni-screenshot niya yung bali. Negative pa yun ha. Nag-strike sila. And screenshot niya yung portion niya na 2 seconds. Binalita niya. Kaya doon sa group namin sa WhatsApp lumabas. Dito na naman sila sensitive sa ganyan. Sa atin, sikat ka na dyan. Tignan mo yung comment sa pool. Uy, artista ka na. Yung yung mga ganong moment. Yung mga dito, masyado silang sensitive. But yes, it can happen. Alright, thoughts. Ellery, Ma'am Ellery, ano na mga do's and don'ts mo ngayon?
Kasi all of our ang colleagues natin dyan sa FI is Filipino.
Yes.
But
Puro pala
minsan,
LGBT.
syempre may mga
Puro pa LGBT makasama ng Ellery, kaya safe siya. Yes.
Oo, may colleague nga tayo na na pagalitan ni tatay nung nakaraan kasi very touchy na siya kay Elvin.
Oh my God. An opposite. Sino ba yan?
Ayun.
Si JP? Hindi naman.
Hindi ko naman sinasabing siya, pero siya yun.
Siya yan. Abante din pala si Sir JP.
Hindi, ayun.
Okay, yes.
Siya sir, kahit na even though na lahat naman kami or lahat tayo dyan is Pilipino, para sa atin parang wala naman yan siya kung minsang issue kasi nga parang banding na rin natin siya. But the thing is, nasa trabaho tayo, so we need to be professional in terms of the way how we work with each other. So, tama lang talaga na kahit na kung ilagay talaga dapat natin sa lugar yung mga kabaliwan natin.
Yes,
When it
that's true.
comes to work, trabaho is trabaho.
Yes. Nangyari pala eh. Pala si JP parang stress lately. Parang nangangarag siya sa mga bagay-bagay. Trabaho namin yun. Marketing din. Sa corporate siya.
Kasi kung minsan humahawak na siya hanggang dito.
Ay, okay.
Nakita ni tatay.
Oo nga. Kasi nga, wala namang rule sa lalaki. Feeling niya puro babae, no? Let's hear point of view ni Ares. Ares, point of view sa ganitong sitwasyon. Were you ever harassed? Charot. Or like
No,
have
way
encountered.
back, I don't know, 15 years ago, when I was still a teacher, actually, ganun yun. So, when I was still teaching sa college, there are times talaga na, alam mo yun, hindi pa uso dati yung social distancing. Pero,
Okay.
that's already a practice ng mga instructor. Kasi, bukod sa, Lasal. So, sa Lasal, syempre students are elitista, or may mga sinabi,
Yes.
na may mga anak ng mga politiko, gano'n. So, medyo, you need to know where you stand talaga. So, pero minsan talaga, there are times na halos sumakay sa likod mo, akbayan ka na, babae yun alam mo yun, akbayan ka na parang, although, yeah, I mean, maybe...
Akitan kay Sir Ares. So, si Ares sa mga kabataan, borta-borta eh.
Akbayan ka talaga. Alam mo yun, I mean, There were times actually, and then yung minsan mapapansin na din ng ibang tao, sabi ko, well, ang hirap kasi
Given that you were the
times.
teacher, baka mabaliktad ka dun, di ba?
Exactly.
It is. Given na ikaw naman yung, oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that's why I never put myself na, alam mo yun, walang ibang tao. Whenever, pag may mga gano'n na groupings or nakikita mo yung mga students more, ayoko nung nasa room lang kayo. Alam mo yun?
Yes,
Kasi
yes.
if you know the campus of Lasal, meron ang klase ko sa kanila is physics and math. So normally sa classroom. Pero pagka meron akong mga activities na ginagawa, or meron kaming mga, when you
Antindi
chat
ng
with the
physics. Physics is like on the 40. Antindi ng subject ng physics. Alam mo, wala kami mahanap ng physics teacher dito sa K. Di ba, Ellery? Kasi ang tindi ng subject na yan. Chemistry, kare-kare pa eh. Pero physics, medyo hardcore. Alright, continue.
No. Actually, yun. So, I make it a point na pag alam mo yun, parang nag-sharing kami or nag-grouping kami, I make it a point na nasa labas.
Yes.
Alam mo yun? Kasi sa campus naman ng Lasal, you can sit on the grass, you can sit outside. So nasa labas. Pero talaga hindi mo maiwasan eh. Example, you're walking home or bigla ka na lang, hi sir! Bigla gaganon sa'yo na, magugulat ka, babae pala yun. Hello, hi! Tapos, parang, minsan gusto mong lumubog kasi ang daming tao. Tapos,
and it's inappropriate, di ba? Oo, yes.
Minsan inappropriate. Pero,
how would you say it? Paano mo, nasasabihin mo, next time baka paano mo ihaharapin yung ganyan?
No. I never, that's
confronted.
maybe, I don't know kung mali, hindi ko alam kung mali sa side ko. Pero, hindi ko sinasabi sa kanila na hindi ko ginaganon kasi, knowing kasi, sorry, I'm a people person kasi. So,
yes,
sometimes, meron kasing mga tao na, or meron mga bata na, meron na silang pinagdadaanan sa side nila. So, maybe they're trying to find someone that they can talk to. They're trying to find someone that they can confront yung mga easy problems. Hindi man problem masasabi, pero baka alam mo yun, nag-away sila ng boyfriend niya or ng parents niya. Meron talaga minsan umiyak sa akin, nag-away sila ng mami niya, gano'n.
Yes.
Tapos, okay, pero syempre, kakausapin mo, di ba? So, I never make it a point na, huwag kang ganyan, baka makita sa akin. Hindi. Ang pag ginanon mo ko, so, batuan ko, pak! Sabi ko, doon ka, huwag kang magulo. Alam mo yun, parang... Pabiro lang siya, parang, doon ka, parang igaganunin mo na parang move.
Shrug off mo, yes.
Parang, hindi yung to the point na parang, magkaaroon kayo ng big gap na I'm your teacher and you're my student. Kasi nga, baka mamaya, naghahanap nga siya ng makakausap, which is,
correct.
It happens a number of times talaga. For the past 6 years ako nagturo, there are a number of students na gano'n. Some are depressed, some are really having someone to talk to.
And these are kids. Napaka-emotional ng mga bata.
Exactly. Meron talagang wild. Hindi mo maiiwasan yun. Merong wild. Share ko lang. Meron talagang wild
yes.
na talagang, alam mo yun,
sir, inom tayo. Mga gano'n.
That's totoo. Hindi na yun, talagang gano'n. Pero merong wild na, alam mo yun, dadaan sa likod mo, na nakadikit sa likod mo yung harap nila.
Yes.
Dadaan sa likod mo ng gano'n na parang tatalisi ka na lang na parang hindi mo alam kung ano yun eh. Pero kagaya ng sabi ko minsan, kaya doon ko minsan na siguro from those days, doon ko na-practice yung no reaction at all. I don't react.
No reaction at all.
No reaction. Because that's how I teach kasi physics eh. Diba? Newton's law. Pag pinag-usapan yung action and reaction.
Newton's law. Ano ang sabi mo doon, Carlen?
Action and reaction kasi yun. So, pag yung reaction, yung action is nandito,
yes.
In between. It's not happening like that. It's here.
Correct. Yes.
So, dapat dito, huwag ka mag-react. It happens, na-touch ka, wala lang. Don't react.
Yeah.
Kasi pag nag-react ka, yung balik nun eh. Di ba? I don't know. Maybe, meron kang napanood na movie somewhere na, alam mo yan, bigla na lang, nasa office sila, tapos nagsisigaw yung babae. Ikaw, natakot ka bigla, na ba't ka nagsisigaw? Ano nangyari? Ang balik nun sa'yo, is parang ikaw pa may kasalanan, di ba? Nagsisigaw ka dyan, I'm just sitting. I don't react. Doon ko, kaya minsan na you maybe nakita nyo na sa ibang actions ko sa inyo or sa class na I don't really react too much or no reaction at all kung anong ginagawa ng iba. Kasi that's how it will judge also that's how the people will see your judgment on the situation pag kung paano ka magre-react.
Yes,
So,
on a certain
better
situation.
blind-
Yeah.
Don't ka mag-react.
However,
And
this kasi ang usual victim, and I don't want to say it's a victim, but subject for this kind of issue are the women, di ba?
Yeah, true.
Nagiging vulnerable sila sa mga ganitong issue. Na lalaki hindi naman ganun, di ba? Pero ngayon, yun ang sinusulong sa Pilipinas na men can also be harassed and can be take advantage. Yes.
The problem sa Philippines is, alam mo yun, they're moving to that point na hindi pa nga nila nagagawa ng solution yung harassment sa women. Diba?
Tapos
Yung
nag-move
harassment
na
sa women, nandun na, nag-move ka sa men. And that means yung tomboy and
Yes.
bading, pwede na rin alam mo yun.
Actually, may ganyan. Soji bill.
Yeah,
Everyone
exactly.
familiar with Soji? SOGIE. Soji bill. Kasi walang batas. Ang batas na meron ay sa bata at kababaihan para sa Pilipinas kapag violence against women and children, RA something. Forgive me if I haven't done, but yeah. Kaya nila sinusulong ang Soji bill because there are certain genders and gender expression that are being subject for harassment, for violence. Walang nagpoprotekta sa kanila. Kapag isang bading, or I mean, it's like a trans woman, she felt that she is a woman, na nagahasa or I don't like that word, but harassed. Ang kategory niya ay lalaki. Walang bill, hindi siya papasok doon sa violence against women and children na may full blast law and regulation. Papasok siya sa physical injury, physical assault. Lesser ang lesser ang demand ng law. That's the reason why they're trying to fight for it to be pushed. Is it pushed already? I am quite not sure, but this is what they're fighting for, the Soji bill. Anyway, Carlen, thank you, Aris, for sharing. Carlen, thoughts?
Mag-ask ng permission bago manghawak. Hindi, joke lang. Hindi, joke lang.
Pwede naman pala daw, paalam ka lang.
Pwede naman pala. Si Carlen talaga. Napakadaling
mutual, di ba? Di ba? Kaya lang naman siya nagiging harassment kasi ayaw ng isa kasi minsan depende sa festlock, di ba? So, wala tayo magagawa
si Carlen.
Hindi, joke lang. Pinatawa ko lang kayo kasi mukhang inaantok na kayo.
Hindi din. Parang personal naman yung sa'yo, Carlen.
Hindi, joke lang po.
Sa paggwapo, di ba? Yan ang double standard, di ba?
Yeah.
Paggwapo, nanliligaw. Kapag medyo
Touch me more,
hindi ka
di ba?
hindi gwapo, harassment. Grabe kayo.
Kasi po, iba't ibang level kasi ang harassment. For example, dito, sa atin po kasi sa culture natin, when it comes to nag-uusap tayo, minsan sa colleagues natin, with padampi-dampi pa tayo.
Yes,
minsan yung mga kasi natin, it affects kung paano tinitingnan ng ibang tao. For example, one time, kumakain kami sa tika, sa grill. So, outside, diba? So, yung nakabilang table is puro Muslim. Older na matatanda talagang mga babae. So, it means mga
conservative.
Yung kasama namin, syempre may couple. Alam mo na, so sweet-sweetan. Alam mo na yung mga tingin, yung normal na parang touch-touch ng gano'n. Alam mo yung kumakatingin, akala mo naman nagnakaw kami ng tika. Di ba? Ang binanta lang naman namin tika, doon sila masaya, di ba?
Correct,
so, iba-iba kasi na minsan. Kaya talagang sa company po namin, bawal yung mga touch-touch, yung tipong mag-how are you ka, di ba? Minsan, hahawak pa. May asawa yung babae, machi-chismis. Alam mo na, so bawal talaga siya sa amin. As much as possible po, even without...
Is this written black and white? Nakasulat to sa memo ninyo? Ito ba ay
Opo,
meron?
Tapos, even sa customers namin, bawal din tumingin sa mata. Nakalagay kasi siya. So, may orientation sila na as much as possible. Pag titingin, ano mo lang siya sila, i-acknowledge mo. Then pagkatapos nun, huwag ka nang titingin. Kasi ayaw din nila yun dito. Ang arte ng mga tao, kala mo ng
Oo.
mga sheka. Diba?
kaya nakaano sila,
Oo.
'di ba? Full yes.
Nakaklog na kayo. Sige na, dyan na kayo sa
Oo nga.
bahay, diba?
Parang hirap kumain. Nakita mo ba yung di ba? Para sila
Ay,
nakasuot.
opo. As in talaga, alam mo yung ngaling-ngaling mo ng, humarap ka sa akin. Talaga namang tatanggayin ka na, kumain ka ng maayos. Hirap na hirap kami sa'yo. Pero syempre, di ba, customer.
Yes,
Di ba?
culture. Oh my
So,
God, may ganyan nga pala kayo, no?
mahirap po talaga na sa mga quick service restaurant. Ang arte. As in, yung nahawakan lang ng kote, nadanggil lang ang arte-arte.
Oo.
Ganon.
Parang
Sabi niya,
ano
sasabihin
na.
niya sa asawa niya. Tapos sasabihin, may instance po kasi na ganon.
Oh,
Oo.
yeah. This is, yes, this is an example. What happened?
Nangyari po kasi, ano pa noon, hindi pa COVID noon. So, syempre, nagmamadali sa counter. So, nahawakan yung receipt at saka yung kamay. Na-overlap lang.
Oo.
So, feeling niya, naharas na
Haras
siya
siya.
noon. So, yung asawa na nasa may sasakyan, may galabas naman. Ngaling-ngaling namin, ayaw mo pala nahahawakan ng asawa mo, di ikaw umorder. Diba? Syempre, diba, hindi naman namin pwedeng sabihin yun. Mega talaga siya. Hinanap niya yung
Medyo
operations
complain.
man.
Oh my God. Talaga.
Nangahawak daw ang nanghaharas daw, hinaras daw ang kanyang asawa.
Lalaki yung I mean, yung cashier.
Lalaki po.
Mm-mm.
So, syempre, iba yung presenter, iba yung sa cashier, iba yung pumapalo. Nadanggil lang po as in, accidentally na-overlap.
So this is the
lang ng
importance to kaya hinihiwalay, no? Kasi may mga taong sensitive, 'di ba? Hiwalay ang para sa lalaki, sa babae, prayer room. Ano ba mga hiwalay dito? Of course, CR. Ay mga hiwalay yung areas. Waiting room, waiting area, 'di ba? Waiting area for the female, waiting area for the male, 'di ba? Yung ang immune ng mga kabayan kasi sa ganyan ayaw mo mahaharas pero ang damit mo naman, I mean, I'm sorry ha. I mean, I need your thoughts with the women. You might be here kasi pinaglalaban din to expression when it comes to dressing. That's your personal expression. So wag daw pakialaman ng mga babae na nagpa-plunging because that's their self-expression. It's their identity. Kapag tinignan naman kung ano yung mga lumalabas ng balat, felt ng harass. So, where are we gonna put ourselves? Saan tayo lulugar sa mga ganong sitwasyon? 'Di ba? Carlen, yung palda mo nung in-interview mo, sinusuot mo pa ba?
Ay, hindi na. Pang Pinas lang yun.
Ay, dito ka sa UAE. Sa UAE, sa Dubai, lusot yan.
Ay, talaga po. Dito po hindi. Nag-jumper pa ako noon. Mga parang 3 months pa lang ako dito. Hindi ko pa nakikilala yung asawa ng ganyan. So, mega jumper. Siyempre, winter. So, naka-tights, jumper. Alam mo na yung mga bagets-bagets. Ganyan. Aba, tinignan ko, ginanon ako. Kasi nakaupo na ako, ginanon pa ako. Sabi nun, the end na yung story ng jumper. Kaya pag winter, mag-slacks ka, magbalot ka dyan. As in.
Kaya, balot din,
Balot-balot din pag may time.
Pero pag gwapo, Carlen.
Touch pa, joke lang. Siyempre, hindi naman. Grabe naman. Hindi naman po.
Okay. See, kaya ang salon din naman, yes. Kaya ang salon din ng mga babae ay hiwalay. Di ba, Cherry? Thank you, Carlen, for sharing. Wala
Yes,
namang
sir.
ganitong
Hiwalay
issue
po.
sa inyo kasi puro kayo babae dyan
Yes, sir. Wala naman po.
So it is not
Pero may kwento ako,
issue.
sir.
Sure, anyari?
When nasa Libya po kami, yung co-workmate ko po, sir, na-kidnap siya, as in kidnap talaga. 5 hours siyang na-kidnap. Nang dahil yun sa gold. Dalawa kami, papunta kami ng hospital, dalawa kaming babae, pupuntang hospital. Parang may
Pilipino yan?
community.
Pilipino?
Apo, Pilipino. Parang may party ng mga Pinoy sa hospital na yon. Kasi yung mga Pinoy kasi, sir, mga nurses, andun na sila sa Libya yun, sir. Doon sila sa Libya, sa hospital na yung accommodation nila, parang ganun. So doon may party doon. Tapos pumunta kami kasi nga invited kami. Dalawa kami. Nagtrabaho din kami sa sa salon, parang ganito. Spa siya, spa.
Yes.
Beauty center. Tapos ayun sir, yung parang nakitaan kami ng Arabo, yung Libyanong buti kamong wala akong suot kasi dalawa kaming makikidnap. Yung isang friend kasama sa work, may may gold siya, tapos may rings din siya na gold. Kaya siya yung nakuha. Dalawa
Yes.
sana kami, thanks God talaga na hindi ako nakuha kasi bakit sir, siya may asawa na siya, ako parang
Single
pa-virgin.
ka pa noon. Ay.
Pa-virgin pa ako nun. Kaya pag ako nakuha sir, mababaliw ako ngayon. Baliw na ako ngayon.
Oh my
Kaya.
God. Was she harassed? Na-harass siya?
Ano lang sir, sinusuntok, sinasampal, ganun. Kasi talagang inano namin siya agad. Inano namin siya sa pulis agad. Tapos nalaman nung yung mga pulis na tungkol sa amo namin, sa boss namin. Ang boss kasi namin sa pinakamayaman dun sa area ng Libya.
Oo.
Oo. For example, Dubai, ay yung basta pinakamayaman po, kilala siya ng
City.
family. So,
Oo.
5 hours nung nalaman po, nung tinawagan, may kasabwat din sila na sir, ng police. Kasabwat sila. Yung nagdudukot kasi nga kumukuha ng mga pera, gano'n. Akala kasi nila mga Pinoy mayaman, may kaya, gano'n. Kasi nagtatrabaho dun.
Nurses.
Tapos yun, nung tinawagan na, uy, mo na yan kasi pala yan,
I-release.
tao pala, employee pala yan ni ganyan. Tapos pinalabas na siya. Binalik din siya, sir. Tapos sinuntok-suntok siya, sinasampal-sampal. Pero ang sabi niya kasi, huwag niyo akong galawin kasi buntis ako. Doon parang naawa din sa kanya. Oo.
Oh my God.
May anak na yun, sir.
Kung ikaw
talaga na
virgin.
hindi ako ang nakuha. Kasi yung nakuha, sir, baliw na ako ngayon at wala na ako dito.
Ano ba yung mga dyan? Sa kidnapping, I saw a series one time. Parang mga sasabihin mo parang may period ka. Hindi pwede, may period ako. Sabi, hindi lang daw lang ngayon ang butas mo. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Gosh. Kaya na. Abuti na lang Sherry May, di ba?
Oo. Wala akong boyfriend nun, sir. Virgin pa. Single. Baliw talaga. Mababaliw na ako ngayon, sir. Wala na ako dito.
That is traumatic.
Nasa mental hospital na ako. Sir?
Mental, yes. Kasi it's traumatic. Sa Libya ka pala. Nag-Libya ka din, no?
Opo.
Ilang years ka
4
doon?
years ako doon, sir. Oo.
Ang tagal din pala ng 4 years experience mo sa Libya. Well, yeah, praise God for that. You were harmed.
Thanks God.
Kasi ibig sabihin yun, baka hindi ka rin mukhang yamanin. Sabi, iwan natin to. Hindi mukhang mayamanin.
Dapat talaga sinusuot lang yung mga alahas pag nasa loob na ng party, hindi sa street, parang gano'n.
So, ibig sabihin, hinablot kayo? Hinablot kayong ganyan?
Opo, oo. Dalawa nakaabang na sila sa amin, sir. May isa sa gilid ko, tapos sa kanya naman isa sa gilid. Tapos wala kasi akong alahas noon. Mayroon ako, sir, pero sa bag. Oo, meron ako sa bag.
Doon na lang sa party mo isusuot.
Todo forma kasi yung friend ko, kaya siya yung nabalingan. Nagulat. May baril, sir. May baril.
This is traumatic. This is traumatic experience for you.
Actually, sir, siya.
Nabalita? Ay, what?
Nabaliw siya, sir. Oo.
Nabaliw siya. Nasaan siya ngayon?
Sa Pinas na, sir.
Okay naman na siya. Was she recovered?
Okay naman siya, sir. Oo. Grabe yung
ito yung
nangyari
mga nagkakaroon ng
doon.
counseling. These are the cases that encountering counseling kasi this is mental health.
Yes. Totoo yun, sir. Grabe.
Well, let's just think that walang pinatay. I mean, there's no casualty with the
wala
situation.
naman po. Kasi naawa, sir, kasi sabi niya buntis siya. Kaya may naawa din.
Sa kidnapping, I saw a series one time. Kapag mga ganyan, parang 90% of chances kapag ikaw ay na-kidnap, kung kaya mong mag-poop, nasa mo yung katawan mo ng pupo, hindi ka hahawakan ng kidnapper. So soil yourself. So kapag ikaw ay may pupo, yung binalot mo yung pinusa mo sa katawan mo, sige, kidnapin niyo ako. Hindi ka hawakan ng kidnapper kapag ikaw ay may pupo sa katawan. so, so that's a tip. May mga ganyang woman hack dito Para kunyari mag-isa ka lang sa apartment, pretend as if there's a man in the room para maglagay ka ng shoes sa labas. May mga ganong tips parang sa safety ng women. Pepper spray. Dito may nabibili bang pepper spray? Pepper spray. Alam niyo yung pepper spray, di ba? Yung pag nilagay yung sa mata, ma-distract. Anyway, so much for that topic. Something that we have to discuss. Okay, let's move forward. Thank you so much for your thoughts and for your sharing. Thank you, Jack, for your report today. So Miss Ellery, dapat may topic ka din I'll find a topic for you, something that you can relate. Later a while. Okay, cool. Can you see my screen? Supplement to chapter 5, forecasting. Forecasting in all aspects of the business. Forecasting when it comes to supply chain, forecasting with the plans that you could use for the business. So we can discuss about that. Can you help me read this, Ellery? Si Ellery ulit. Favorite ko today si Ellery. Introduction.
Ayun. Okay. The introduction. Some forecasts are accurate. We know exactly what time the sun will rise at any given place on Earth tomorrow, or one day next month, or even next year. Forecasting in a business context, however, is much more difficult and therefore prone to error. We do not know precisely how many orders we will receive or how many customers we will walk through the door tomorrow, next month, or next year. Such forecasts, however, are necessary to help managers make decisions about resourcing the organization of the future. Continue.
Yes.
Okay, forecasting or knowing the options. Simply knowing the demand for your goods or services is rising or failing is not enough. Not enough in itself. Knowing the rate of the change is likely to be vital to business planning. A firm of lawyers may have to decide the point at which in their growing business they will have to take in another partner. Hiring a new partner could take months, so they need to be able to forecast when when they expect to reach that point, and then when they need sana yun, when they need to start the recruitment drive. The same applies to the plant manager who will need to purchase new plant to deal with rising demand. The manager may not want to commit to buying an expensive piece of machinery until absolutely necessary, but in enough time to order the machine and have it built, delivered, installed, and tested. The same is true for governments, whether planning new airports or runway capacity or deciding where and how many primary schools to build. The first question is how far you need to look ahead, and this will depend on the options and decisions available to you. Take the example of the local government where the number of primary age children 5 to 11 years old in increasing in some areas and declining in other areas within its boundaries. It is legally obliged to provide school places for all such children. Government officials will have a number of options open to them, and they may each have different lead times associated with them. One key step in forecasting is to know the possible options and the lead times required to bring them about.
Okay.
Again, see
All right.
table
Yes.
5.1.
Thank you, Miss Ellery. Ang galing ako basta ni Ma'am Ellery. Para isa yan sa task ni Ma'am Ellery, storytelling. Isa yan sa mga expertise niya. So forecasting basically is in all aspects of operations management, no? Forecasting sa people, forecasting sa demand sa business, kailangan nyo ba ng mag-hire ng tao? Kailangan nyo bang magkaroon ng new branch? Kailangan nyo ba ng new supply of certain materials? At this point, what are the things that you can, at the aspects sa trabaho nyo na kailangan nyo ng forecasting? I'll give you, I mean, that needs forecast. I mean, you know, weather forecast, right? Where you foresee things before it happens, or you are already anticipating. 5 minutes, think about what you can forecast. Ano lang ako, mag-CR lang ako. Saglit. Ihi lang ako. But yes, 5 minutes, think about the forecast. But you can forecast. Type it in the chat box here. Ano sa tingin nyo sa aspects sa businesses nyo ang nangangailangan ng forecasting? What part of business aspect in your company right now would need forecasting? Done? All right, type it here sa group. Oh, si Jacqueline, kailangan niya ng forecasting sa sales, products, cut and bend job. What is cut and bend job?
That is usually pagka-cut and bend ng mga steels, which is required drawings and other what you call this drawing and from plan.
Yes, okay, that's interesting. And collection. So yun ang mga kailangan ng forecast. How would you do it? Paano mo ino-organize yung portion na yan?
By monthly, that is included in our report. We have a sales target and achievements with this inaano namin kung sino by each salesperson we allocated the sales na kailangan nilang i-achieve. And then we are going to report that every month if who achieves and who has not achieved, then we ask why, anong mga kailangan nilang gawin, anong help na kailangan nila from operation para ma-achieve yan. And then we have also products, of course, for the ordering. Kasi yung steels, hindi siya agad-agad na pa-process kasi by meal yan eh. For example, this emery steel, they are only for this first batch, they will do only 8 mm. Then full 8 mm lang yan. Pag hindi mo na forecast ng tama, mawawalan ka ng stocks kasi batch by batch yan. Hindi sila mag-produce ng halo-halo na 8, 10, 12. No, they only produce one time 8 mm, then next week 16 mm. So it must be having a proper ordering.
Yes.
Then cut and bend job because we're required we have limited capacity for the cut and bend kasi mahirap siya. We need a bar bending schedules, construction program from other clients. So kailangan talaga siya i-forecast at saka kung ano pa yung kailangan namin i-accept. Kung ano na yung on hand namin and then kung kailangan pa ba namin mag-accept or rejected na yung other job. And then collection, of course, that is necessary for the business kasi kailangan mong i-roll out yung pera. Kaya yun, collection, fina-forecast din.
Daming department na alam na Jacqueline, no? She fully understand the procedure and the functions at work. Ano na to si Jacqueline is very reliable sa kanyang trabaho.
Kasi ako na lang gumagawa ng reporting niya kaya natatakaw ko lahat ng ganun. That's
true. May ano ka dito, may what you call this is the time that you have call yung meron kang may sabi ka ba dito sa ganito if you would need this certain materials or dito sa mga nilista mo, would you have a call for this? I mean, was this part of your task and responsibility?
Yes po, that is part of my task and responsibility. And then the operation, the general manager ng operation, siya yung magde-decides kung kailangan naming mag-increase ng additional forecast based on that report that I have given to them.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, Jacqueline. Sino-forecast mo na ngayon pa lang? So ano na gagawin mo ngayon? Ano na action items mo? Ililista mo na yung mga kailangan mo. Na you have forecasted it, diba?
One week talaga yung report na ginagawa ko. 1 week report lang talaga siya. Walang nag-store po. Yun, para ibigay sa CEO. Ganon. First, before mag-end and then after ng ending. Ganon.
You get to do the report. Very reliable. Okay, sabi dito naman, thank you, Jacqueline. Sabi naman ni Cherry, kailangan niya daw ng beauty products, creams, machine, labor, and equipment. Kamusta nga pala yung business mo? How is your business now,
Okay
Cherry?
naman po.
Yung gluta mo, pumati
Mas
na
okay
ulit
na
siya.
siya, sir, guys.
Pumati na ulit si Cherry. Si Cherry ay
Kasi sir,
nagbebenta naman.
aqua skin. Ang grabe yung sir,
Marketing.
yung ng aqua skin.
Effective
talaga siya. Walang biro.
Ayun yung tablet, yung capsules.
Apa.
Ayun iniinom. Nakaka-fresh ang fresh si Cherry.
Opo. Nakakatulong siya sa akin.
Ayan na, pwede ka nang
Ang ganda niya
makidnap.
talaga.
Yamanin na si Cherry. Baka makidnap ka niyan, ha?
Nakakawala pa yan ng eye bags.
Nakawala na ba ng eye bags?
Ang ganda niya. Maganda sir na user ka din para makita nila na effective talaga yung products.
Ano yan naman, Ellery, makeup. Takpan mo ng concealer yan.
Hindi kaya. Diyos me. Yung itim ng mata ko hanggang dito, no?
Ladies, we have someone in the class that needs help. Sabi ni Cherry, kailangan daw ng aqua help. Rach, anong suggestion mo kay Miss Ellery? Be a good steward.
Concealer, effective, 100%, saka highlighter.
Ayan. Carlen, eye bags daw, malalim na mata.
Love life ang kailangan dyan. Mawawala yan. Maglilinaw.
Ba't parang kanina pa to si Ma'am Carlin may mga hugot
May hugot. Sana narinig ko yung last meeting. Panoorin mo sa YouTube ko. Andun yung mga experiences ni Carlen. Na i-share niya doon yung kanyang topic. So, yun yung mga beauty secrets para kay Ma'am Ellery. So, given that you have forecasted this, ano mga action items mo? Kasi syempre ang forecast, that's what is it for? Kaya nga may weather forecast, di ba? Finorcast natin bukas ang weather kasi uulan. O anong gagawin mo pag uulan? Dadala ka ng payong, di ba? Sa Pilipinas, this is very useful. Ang events, nagre-relay yan. Kaya ang events management, nagre-relay yan sa weather forecast. Kasi kapag nag-plot tapos biglang ang wedding ay sa garden wedding, naku ma'am, there is 50% chances na uulan sa wedding mo. Baka gusto niyo pong pumili ng other day. Di ba nagkagamit niya sa mga ganyang forecast eh. Now, given that you are also doing the forecasting at your task and responsibility, what are your action items now? Kailangan mo ng beauty products. Nag-order ka na ba, Cherry?
Sir, yung aqua skin ko, ubos na. Ang bilis na ubos.
Ay, talaga.
20 days lang. Oo, tapos ayun na.
Bawi puhunan ka na. Ano na,
Opo.
malakas ang kita.
Ang lakas. Kasi gusto talaga nang gumanda. Akala ko mabibenta ko siya sa Pinoy lang. Nung inano ko siya, in-encourage ko sila na ganito. Kasi yung mga employee ko din, sir, pinagamit ko din sila. Kaya lalo na yung Morocco, yung Yemeni, lalo silang pumuti. Kaya na-encourage na, uy, ang ganda pala ng ng effect niyan. Nag-glow talaga. Kaya na-encourage sila, tawag dito. Bumili sila at saka mas malaki yung tubo ko sa money kaysa sa Pinoy.
Kasi sila yung may pera. Oo nga, fresh si filter, with or without filter, si Cherry ay parang fresh today.
Wala akong makeup.
Si Rachel di lumaban ng patas, may pa-check line. Si Jacqueline dinaan tayo sa lighting at saka sa electric fan. May pa-blow ng hair. So that's forecasting, di ba? That's how forecasting is. Equipment. Ba't kailangan mo ng equipment at saka labor? Ayaw nga pala may mga magtatapos ka na, no? Nag-hiring ka na. Nakamute ka, dear.
Actually, sir, family ko na yung kinukuha ko. Actually, sister ko, sir, kinukuha ko na ngayon.
Okay
siya yung
lang.
magmamanage sa buo kasi
Na
at
babae.
least
Kahit
kasi
na Pinoy.
graduated na siya. Apa. Siya lang. Nag-iisang Pinoy. Kasi ang mahal talaga ng kuha ng Pinoy. Kaya kung kapatid ko naman siya, kaya okay lang.
Correct.
1,800, sir. 1,800 yung kuha pag Pinoy.
Wait, 1,800 Omani or dirhams, you mean? 1,800.
Real.
So magkano yun? 18,000 dirham. Sama ba?
Mga 100, ganun, mga 200.
Mahal. Oo nga.
200,000, sir, kuha ng Pinoy papunta dito.
Ang mahal. Kaya pala
Sobrang
dami
kaya hindi ako kumukuha ng Pinoy, sir. At saka yung kapatid ko, sir, family visa ko lang siya. Kaya tourist visa.
Tourist visa. Diyan mo na lang i-convert.
Opo.
Dito, mura ang mga Pinay. Kaya ang dami-dami nila dito. sa
Mahal
UAE.
dito sir.
Ano mga tourist visa? No, magkano
Kaya
tourist visa
ayoko
ngayon,
kumuha ng
Rachel?
Pinoy sir kasi pagkatapos mong kunin nila, umaalis sila pag hindi nila nagustuhan yung salary, yung
Oo, ganyan naman
yung
ganyan.
management. Lalayasan ka nila sir.
Manager na manager yung tunog ni Jerry. Totoo yan. Mga problema, no? Kapag tinitipid mo yung employees mo. Magkano dyan ang visa, Carlan? Mura ba mga Pinay dyan? Hindi din. Mahal din. Ang visa,
Mahal din po.
magkano ang visa dyan?
Visa dito, nasa 400 BD.
Okay. So, parang
Opo.
4,000. No? Oo, parang 4,000 dirhams dito. Oo nga, no? Kaya pala. Dito hindi. Ang dami ditong kababaihan. Lahat ng lahi nandito. Kaya mga masure dito, Russian. Sa mga masahista natin, Russian touch. So, yung mga business.
Happy ending.
Happy. Yung mga business dito mga puti ang mga masahista. Anong tatangkarang model, nagaganda nga. One time kasi meron kami pinuntahan na si Shahan, a friend of mine. She manages a business. Ang work niya ay operating manager siya, operations manager siya sa isang nagpo-put up sila ng businesses, yung mga licenses and all that. Siya yung nagpo-process nun. So, in-invite niya ako for a sisha. So, went out for a sisha. Dun sa hotel na pinagsisisyahan namin, may mga Russians na nandoon sa sisyahan na naghihintay ng mga customers. Doon sila although naka-uniform sila, pero ang ganda ng mukha. Hindi nila kailangan ng aqua fresh. Talagang natural na maputi talaga sila. Nag-glow. Anyway, so visa. Sino ba may kailangan sa forecasting? Sabi ni employee and collection kay Rach. Bakit, Rach? Pag kailangan mo ng employee and collection.
Actually, hindi na for kasi kailangan ko na talaga. Kailangan ko na mag-hire.
Ayan. Hiring sila.
Within our service, since nagkakaroon kami ng projects always, at least every 6 months, nagkakaroon kami ng project and it's like 2 to 3 buildings. Lagi ko sinasabi sa kanila, even before, na meron kami dapat laging reserve. Kasi ako, may another responsibility ako. I cannot take charge of it also. Di ba? At the same time, sabi ko nga sa inyo, without our fund, we cannot operate as well. So parang ganun kami dalawa. Lagi ko sinasabi yun sa kanila. So sa office namin really right now, I really need the additional labor. This is employee. Yes. And then, the collection, I mean, I'm saying, ang sasabihin ko sa alam, parang alam mo yung collection machine, hindi ko kasi alam kung paano yung tawag doon. Yung parang mas easy to track the collection. Kasi right now, nangyayari, is I'm doing it manually to check it. I have 12 people. So I'm checking it like one by one and it's taking long time. So I hope I can find some like, a software wherein it's more easy and it's more centralized para sa mga collection. Okay,
that makes sense. What about, paano nag-hire ka na? I mean, nag-post na ba kayo?
Yes. I start the interview. Actually, may nagustuhan na ako doon. Kasi kailangan ko dalawa. Niloloko ko nga si Carlen Sabi ko lumipat siya dito. Magkaka-boyfriend siya.
Mag-Dubai ka na, Carlen.
Ayun nga. Tinatanong ko nga. Sabi ko nandiyan naman talaga si Sabi ko, may bahay ba?
Operan mo si Carlen. Interviewin mo.
Hindi ko kaya. Hindi ko kaya, tinanong ako kung may accommodation na libre. Wala I cannot lie.
Diyan ka na sa kwarto ni Rachel para sabay na kayong pumapasok. So ako
din, I got
gilid. Ma'am Ellery, hiring kami. So ang gulo-gulo ng notes ko sa likod. So nandiyan yung mga notes ko sa interview. Hindi naman ako critical sa it's what we needed here is like the experience and expertise. So mga interview ko hapon, bukas kasi hindi ako available kasi off ko. Kaya bibigay ko kay Sir Lloyd. Or off din ni Lloyd. Din Lloyd, off mo ba bukas? Monday. Din Lloyd, may interview tayo bukas. Later, send ko po sa inyo CV. So, may tao sa kabila. Nakaka-free classes si Dinlod. Sabi ko, bibigyan kita ng diploma after this. Kasi naka-overheard si Dinlod, Ma'am Ellery. Ma'am Ellery, may BLS kanina.
Hindi kami pwede.
Pero nang nandyan ang prime
May
expert,
learning ka pa ako.
Ay, oo nga. Pero nang nandyan, nag-BLS ka with JP?
Hindi kami nakapag-BLS, sir, kasi weekdays yung BLS nila. So, available lang kami ng Saturday.
Oo,
Yung BLS nila nung nung Wednesday, hindi kami pwede. Busy kami lahat.
Oo. But it's really nice na ito, nakapag-BLS na. It was really fun, nakakatawa. Hindi nga ako nakattend ng BLS kasi nga I have like class. Pero some other days, I'll attend. Madami pa namang sessions eh.
Kaya
Okay.
nga po eh.
But that's true. These are the forecasting that you would need. You take actions of what could possibly happen in your businesses. Let's take a break. 10 minutes. Let me put a calendar. I'm sorry, calendar. Timer. Carlen, magpa-interview ka na kay kay ate mo, Rachel. Lumipat ka na
Kailangan
dito
ko
sa...
ng kukup-kup muna sa akin para libre na ako.
Ayun na nga, si ate mo.
Saka dito sa December, kukup-kupin kita. Maggala tayo.
Sige po. Kapag gumraduate sa graduation.
Attend kayo. Sige,
Lilipat
mag-face-to-face tayong lahat.
Yes.
All right, guys. I'll see. Nakita niyo yung screen na? All right, let's do it.